Elena doesn't hate the silence. She's terrified of what happens if it breaks. For 7 years, she has managed the Atacama Array dozens of massive satellite dishes pointing blindly into the deep void. Her life is a loop of cold coffee, humming servers, and neon blue terminal screens. Everyone else gave up on finding a signal decades ago. Today, she's just waiting out her contract. It starts with a vibration in her coffee cup, then a spike on the audio monitor. Not the usual static of cosmic background radiation. This is a rhythmic, pulsing cadence. A pattern. Elena freezes, her breath catching in her throat. She punches in a sequence of commands, her fingers trembling over the mechanical keyboard. The code on her screen begins to rearrange itself into a perfect geometric waveform. The signal isn't coming from a distant galaxy. The telemetry data updates, recalculating the origin point. Elena stares in disbelief as the coordinates lock onto a location right here on Earth, specifically 3 miles beneath the Arctic ice sheet. It wasn't a transmission from the stars, it was a broadcast from our own past, waiting for someone to finally listen. 3 weeks later, Elena is standing at the edge of the world. The wind punctures the heavy silence of the Arctic tundra. Wrapped in a high-tech expedition suit, she steps onto the elevator platform of a massive ice drilling rig. As the platform begins its descent into the glowing blue chasm of ice, the signal in her earpiece grows louder, shifting from data into something that sounds terrifyingly like a human heartbeat. Deep within the subglacial cavern, there are no rocks, only smooth, black obsidian-like glass. In the center of the cavern floats a perfect, massive sphere of liquid black metal, shifting shapes in midair. As Elena approaches, the liquid metal calms, freezing into a mirror-like surface. She walks up to it and raises her hand. When her glove touches the surface, the liquid ripples, and her own reflection changes, showing her a vision of Earth, vibrant and green, from 1 billion years ago. The prehistoric vision snaps shut like a shutter, but the liquid metal doesn't release her. Strands of the black, mercury-like fluid creep up the arm of Elena's expedition suit. They don't puncture the fabric, they phase through it, melding directly with her skin. A flood of raw, non-human data overflows her neural patterns. She isn't just looking at history anymore, she is experiencing 1 billion years of planetary evolution crammed into a single, agonizing second. The sphere drops back into the floor, absorbed instantly by the obsidian ground. But the pulse Elena triggered ripples outward. The ancient subglacial cavern groans. Massive, mile-high pillars of ice begin to fracture. Lit from within by an emerald-green power grid hum to life deep inside the ice walls. The glacier isn't just melting. It is being systematically dismantled by the machinery hidden inside it. Back on the Arctic surface, the drilling rig's command center is in chaos. Elena's bio readouts are spiking into impossible ranges, but her team has a bigger problem. The radar screen lights up with incoming targets. 3 unmarked, heavily armed tactical VTOLs, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, cut through the blinding snowstorm, weapons systems locked onto the facility. The Corporate Oversight Committee didn't wait for Elena to send a report. They tracked her telemetry and came to claim the asset. Elena collapses onto the elevator platform as it automatically retreats to the surface. When the doors hiss open into the freezing wind of the tundra, she steps out into a war zone. Mercenaries are already securing the perimeter, their rifles trained on her surviving crew. But as a tactical commander steps forward to apprehend her, Elena looks at him, and she doesn't see a person. She sees his thermal output, his neural firing rates, and the wireless data frequency of his comms network floating in the air. The signal didn't change her body, it upgraded her perception. The tactical commander barks an order, but no sound comes out of his radio. Elena doesn't speak, she simply exhales. As her breath hits the freezing air, a localized electromagnetic pulse ripples outward from her body. The mercenaries' heads-up displays shatter into static. Their smart weapons click uselessly, their firing pins electronically locked. The massive VTOL aircraft hovering overhead lose tail rotor telemetry and begin to drift wildly into the blinding snow. Their digital cockpits gone completely dark. Beneath their feet, the true scale of the anomaly reveals itself. The glacier completely thaws, but the millions of gallons of runoff water don't flood the valley. They are instantly siphoned into massive, geometric aqueducts built by the ancient builders. Rising from the bedrock is a colossal, sleek citadel of dark obsidian and emerald glass, stretching miles into the Arctic sky. It isn't just an outpost, it is a planetary control hub. Beneath their feet, the true scale of the anomaly reveals itself. The glacier completely thaws, but the millions of gallons of runoff water don't flood the valley. They are instantly siphoned into massive, geometric aqueducts built by the ancient builders. Rising from the bedrock is a colossal, sleek citadel of dark obsidian and emerald glass, stretching miles into the Arctic sky. It isn't just an outpost, it is a planetary control hub, perfectly preserved and entirely terrifying in its scope. Elena walks past the frozen, powerless mercenaries, who can only watch in stunned silence. She approaches the perimeter of the newly risen citadel. The structure recognizes her. A massive seam in the obsidian wall parts, revealing a corridor of pure light. As she steps inside, the global array back in Atacama and every other satellite dish on the planet spontaneously reorients itself. They are no longer listening for a signal. They are broadcasting Elena's new frequency to the rest of the cosmos.